Tiana Ivy, a woman of remarkable beauty and heart. As an ex-beauty queen, entrepreneur, and philanthropist, Tiana's journey is a reflection of the power of perseverance and determination.
My name is Tiana Ivy. I'm an entrepreneur, an ex-beauty queen, and a philanthropist. I'm the founder of Humanitarian Charity Foundation. It's a non-governmental organization set up to cater for the needs of the underprivileged. And I'm the founder of Philanthropy. Now, what's Philanthropy? Philanthropy is an app used for utility bill settlements such as recharging of airtime, data subscription, your PSCN bill settlement, and your DSTV subscription, and it is user-friendly. I come from a family of 3. I have 2 lovely siblings, a brother and a sister. But before then, I grew up as an only child, and it wasn't the best experience for me. It made me isolated. I wasn't well socialized, and because of that, I developed multiple insecurities, such as anxiety.
Tiana's way into modeling and pageantry was just the beginning. She soon discovered her true calling in philanthropy, finding joy and fulfillment in serving humanity.
I started my humanitarian journey as far back as 2018. I was 17 years at the time. I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but I knew it brought me so much fulfillment and joy. And I felt like it was a feeling that I wanted to feel constantly, so I kept going. I was very lonely at the time. And I remember constantly asking God why I had to struggle for basic things like siblings. I didn't have anyone around me at the time. So I was just looking for a place of solace. So I started my humanitarian journey. And my first experience with the orphanage home gave me so much solace, and it brought me so much fulfillment. In knowing that I am not alone, really, it was a fulfilling moment for me. And I remember my first experience at the orphanage home. All I could afford at the time was a carton of noodles and toilet roll. At the orphanage home that day, I saw a kid with speech impairment struggle to pray for me, and that was like the best moment of my life.
But Tiana's journey has not been without its challenges. She has bravely overcome social anxiety and selective mutism, finding solace in therapy and medication.
I babysitted anxiety for a long ass time, and one of the reasons is because there was nobody I could talk to, or there was nobody I could learn myself through. And when it comes to mental health, we really do not take mental health very seriously in Nigeria. That it makes the environment becomes very unsafe for victims to even speak up about their struggles. So when I first discovered that I had anxiety, I remember I spoke to somebody that I considered to be my safe space at the time, which happened to be my ex-boyfriend. I felt the symptoms were becoming very, very severe and unbearable. Now, what are the symptoms? Some of the symptoms of anxiety is hypersensitivity, being constantly conscious of your environment, and when it comes to hypersensitivity, even when a pin drops, you hear it. That means you are hypersensitive. I've always been a lover of my own space. I love solitude. So when I knew the symptoms became very severe, it got to a point where I couldn't be by myself. I was constantly scared, constantly paranoid. So I had to speak up or speak to somebody about it. I spoke to my ex-boyfriend about it, and I remember the response I got from him that day was not encouraging. I walked up to him, I said, I think I have anxiety. And then the next thing he said was, anxiety in Nigeria. The only place he knows these things are very common is places like US, abroad. That was giving me anxiety in Nigeria, and I felt my feelings weren't validated. I felt disrespected at the same time, and yeah, that was it. After that incident, I never spoke to anybody about it, not even my mom, nobody. So when it became severe, after months of exposing what I was going through to him, it became severe, and I had to seek professional help, which was therapy. So I started medicating. I was taking pills for anxiety until I got fed up eventually. There was one day I just woke up. I said, I can't continue to live like this. I literally flushed everything down the toilet, and I started the natural ways of healing, like physiotherapy, going to the gym, I was watching podcasts, I was going to the gym, doing everything to keep myself both physically, spiritually, and mentally fit. The woman I am today is as a result of consistency. I locked in, did my inner work, did the shadow work. I literally worked on myself. And if you see me wallow in any positive outcome today, it's as a result of resilience, consistency, and optimism.
Today, Tiana aspires to impact her generation, inspired by role models who have shown vulnerability and strength.
I want to be as impactful as possible, and I want to be able to fulfill my purpose here on earth. So my role model is Jennifer Lewis. I love her. She's unapologetic about who she is, her transparency about her trauma and her journey so far, the sexual molestation, and so on.
She believes that true freedom lies in embracing our uniqueness and spreading our wings.
I used to believe bottling up or suppressing emotions is where true strength comes from. But no, true strength comes from vulnerability. And I learned this from my role model, Jennifer Lewis.
Tiana Ivy is a shining example of perseverance, determination, and growth. Her story is a reminder that we all have the power to rise above our challenges and soar to new heights.
I wasn't always confident. I spent most of my life doubting myself and my abilities, only to discover that I was more than enough. My advice to every woman out there: let's continue to break barriers, continue to break stereotypes, and instead of being afraid of your own voice, find strength and power in every word that you utter. And remember that we only have each other. Let's spend time in empowering, uplifting, and helping each other in every aspect of life. Do not hold yourself hostage, because if a bird does not try to fly, it will never know it lives in a cage. My name is Tiana Ivy, and this is my girl power story.